Imagine a foreign power arriving at your shores, demanding trade. When you refuse, they flood your country with addictive drugs, hook millions of your people, and then go to war to protect that trade. That's exactly what Britain did to China in the 1800s. The British Empire, desperate for profit, forced opium into Chinese society, leaving devastation in its wake. And when the Chinese tried to resist, Britain unleashed gunboats and firepower, waging wars not for freedom or civilization, but for the right to sell narcotics. This is the story of the Opium Wars. By the late 1700s, Britain was hooked, not on opium, but on tea. The British obsession with Chinese tea was so great that it became a staple of everyday life. Along with silk and porcelain, Chinese goods were in massive demand in Europe, but there was a problem. China didn't want much from Britain. The Qing dynasty was largely self-sufficient, and they only accepted payment in silver. That meant silver was pouring out of Britain and into China, threatened the empire's finances. The solution Britain found was ruthless. From its colony in India, the East India Company began cultivating opium poppies on a massive scale. That opium was then smuggled into China, where a growing market of addiction was carefully nurtured. By the early 1800s, millions of Chinese people were hooked. Opium dens spread across the empire. Soldiers, laborers, even government officials fell into addiction. The East India Company, with the backing of the crown, grew rich. Britain's economy stabilized, but for China, the cost was catastrophic. The Qing government saw the crisis clearly and tried to stop it.
The First Opium War began in 1839. British gunboats, armed with modern cannons, clashed with Qing forces still relying on outdated weapons. The result was a slaughter. By 1842, China was defeated and forced to sign the Treaty of Nanjing. In 1856, Britain launched the Second Opium War, this time joined by France. Once again, Western forces unleashed destruction. In Britain itself, opium use was tightly controlled. Nobody wanted British streets filled with addicts. Yet abroad, in China, opium was pushed at gunpoint. This was not free trade. It was not civilization. It was addiction weaponized for profit.